Hello you crazy collectors! I have for you here 5 different types of toy Daleks. These are from over the years and made by different toy companies. And in this video we're going to find out which is the best, in my opinion. So I'm going to judge them and give them a score out of 5 against 5 different criteria. Number 1, playability. These are supposed to be toys after all, so are they good to play with? Number 2, accuracy. How well do they represent their screen counterparts? Number 3, durability or sturdiness. How strong are they? Would they break easily? Number 4, novelty or wow factor. Do they have any surprise or cool features to set them apart? And number 5, charm or nostalgia value. Do they have something intangible or magical that makes you love them for what they are? Finally, I'll give them an overall Richie rating out of 25. So going in date order, the first Dalek that we're going to look at is the Dapol Dalek from 1988. These Daleks were produced from 1988 all the way up to 2001, just before Dapol lost their license to produce Doctor Who toys. So for playability, I would give this a 3 out of 5. It's clearly a toy and it's in scale with the other Doctor Who figures in the Dapol range, such as the Doctor here. For accuracy, I would give this a 2 out of 5. It's still obviously recognisable as a Dalek, but it's a strangely proportioned and simplified design. In terms of durability, I'm only going to give this Dalek 1 out of 5. It doesn't feel very heavy. It feels kind of cheap and gimmicky. The appendages are prone to breaking because they're made of soft plastic, and it's just not particularly well made. For novelty factor, I'm going to give this model a 2 out of 5. You can move the limbs, you can move the dome, and it does feature a kind of pull back and go motion. Woohoo! I just caught it there. And finally, for charm, nostalgia value, I'm going to give this the highest score for this particular model, 4 out of 5. Doctor Who Dapol action figures had just launched the year before, and the Dalek was long awaited. It's almost culturally significant. I think it was even on a Take That album cover. So overall, the Dapol Dalek scores a Richie rating of 12 out of 25. So here we have the Product Enterprise Talking Dalek from 2001, 6.5 inches high. The Dapol Dalek is 4 inches high. Playability, I'm going to score this 3 out of 5. It is certainly poseable. You can move the dome. You can move the appendages. And he has wheels on the bottom so you can roll him around. I'm going to give this model a top 5 out of 5 for accuracy. This blue-grey battle version looks totally authentic in my opinion. You have the Morris Minor style lights on the dome, you have the pupil and the iris, you have these rivets, you have this mesh. So I have no complaints with this Dalek at all in terms of accuracy. In terms of durability, I'm going to give this a full marks 5 out of 5. I would say it's really well made. It still looks almost as new, I would say. So for novelty, wow factor, I'm going to give this Dalek model a 4 out of possible 5. It's the Talking Dalek, so it has 5 phrases. The button to activate the speech mode is really well integrated. So pressing button.
You are an enemy of the Daleks! Daleks rule supreme! Destroy the Doctor! Seek, locate, annihilate, exterminate!
It has no motive power or friction drive or anything like that. So that's why I've knocked 1 point off. The charm and nostalgia value, I'm going to give this Dalek a 3 out of 5. It was reasonably rare at the time, and it's still quite rare now in good condition, and it really stands up today. So in total then, it has an overall Richie rating of 20 out of 25. So this model is the Corgi die-cast metal Dalek from 2004, released just after the 40th anniversary of Doctor Who. It stands at 2.5 inches tall, so it's the smallest of the Daleks that we're looking at today. In terms of playability, I'm going to score this a 2. It does roll around, but it's a bit small to be an action figure. It's more of a desk, toy, or kind of item you'd display on your shelf next to your books or your videos, DVDs. Or you could have it on a kind of wedding cake or something if you're crazy enough to do that. I think the little eyepiece does move, but these limbs do not. For accuracy, I'm going to score this a 4 out of a possible 5. The colour scheme is very accurate to those classic 60s Daleks with the blue and silver. The only possible complaint I could have is that it just looks a little bit dinky, perhaps a little bit squat. On the whole, I would say it's a fairly accurate model for the size that it is. For durability, I'm going to score this a 4. It really is well built. It feels really heavy and solid. The only part that's perhaps at risk of breaking are these limbs. These are kind of plastic, so these could potentially break off. But other than that, this is a fairly strong little model. The novelty wow factor, just going to give this 1 out of 5. It doesn't really have any special features or surprises to speak of, but then it is very small, so perhaps that's a little feature in itself. For charm, nostalgia, I would give this a 3 out of 5. It was released around the time of the 40th anniversary, so it does recall all of the special anniversary celebrations. It is quite rare, and it does look kind of cute. So that means this Corgi Dalek scores a total Richie rating of 14 out of 25. This is the 12-inch radio-controlled Dalek from the new series of Doctor Who. This was released late in 2005. As you can see on the box, it does have a range of features. It's obviously radio-controlled, has automated head and eye movement, flashing lights and speech, opposable gun and arm, and an illuminated eye. 8 sound samples including speech and exterminator gun sound FX. Sound effects are activated using the 5-button sound selector. So my model is still in the box, so I'm going to have to score it in the box. No, I'm only kidding. Obviously, this is far too good to keep in the box. So I've just kept it. So I will be able to take it out. So for playability, I'm going to score this a 4 out of a possible 5. It really is a great fun toy. It's got good movement. It's got a massive range of features. Frighten pets and parents with its phrases and sound effects. For accuracy, I'm going to give this 3 out of 5. It is a reasonably good representation of the Dalek as seen on screen. So we have the rivets, we have the brackets on the next section. We even have the kind of Dalek identifier decal on there. This does have a kind of flaw in its design in that clearly the skirt section, the lower half, is slightly out of proportion with the top half. So I'd say from the top half onwards, I would give this a 5 out of 5 for accuracy. For durability, I'm also going to score this Dalek a 3 out of 5. I have known copies from friends and so on where the lights have been damaged and they've been knocked off. My eyepiece is also kind of hanging by a thread and in danger of being knocked off. Nothing has actually broken. Electronically it still functions absolutely fine, still works. Novelty wow factor, I'm going to give this a maximum of 5 out of 5 for wow factor. This really does have the wow factor. Posable limbs, we have lights, we have flashing lights, and we have the speech commands, and we have the radio control function. It also has, in my opinion, a very pointless feature, which is this swiveling midsection. It doesn't really add anything to this Dalek model other than to create that inaccuracy with the shape of the body. Charm, nostalgia value, I'd give this a 4 out of 5. It was, after all, the #1 Christmas toy of 2005, and it was very elusive. It had that hard to find factor. I was lucky enough to get this for Christmas 2005. Very scarce at the time and hard to get hold of. So that means I'd give this radio controlled 12-inch Dalek a Richie rating of 19 out of 25, a very respectable score. Let's play with this Dalek because it has so many great features. So it has flashing lights when you activate the voice command.
You will obey the Daleks. Obey, obey. You are an enemy of the Daleks.
And it has the radio controlled movement.
Exterminate, exterminate, exterminate. Fight, or you will be exterminated. We are the supreme beings.
And this is the Character Options Series 1 Dalek. This is supposed to be the lone Dalek from the eponymous 9th Doctor episode. This was released in 2007, and this is 5 inches tall. For playability, I'm going to give this a 4 out of possible 5, and it's part of the wider action figure range. It has no motive power, there's no friction drive, so there were other different variants of this particular action figure released, including the Black Dalek Sec and the Damaged Dalek Thay. For accuracy, I'm going to give this a 5. I would say it's absolutely spot on in terms of the new series Dalek design, the bronze model with all the different kind of flanges and the rivets and the way they kind of Mini Coopered the design, the classic design, and all of that detail is translated onto this model. So we have no complaints there in terms of accuracy. For durability, sturdiness, I'm going to give this model a 3 out of a possible 5. The plastic is reasonable quality, feels okay. It's fairly light, but it feels pretty strong. I do suspect though, after sustained play, this may come to some damage. So for novelty and wow factor, this particular novel does have a surprise feature. This midsection will pull away to reveal the Dalek mutant creature. It's very well integrated, it's seamless. You wouldn't know that that part of the model was there unless you'd seen that on the box, seen that on the packaging. It's very seamlessly concealed away behind that panel, that front section there. Other than that, it doesn't really have any other special features other than just posability, no motive power, no friction drive, just the mutant reveal. For charm and nostalgia, I'm going to score this just a 2 out of 5. It is a fairly recent toy. It's only about 12-13 years old. This was a mass-produced toy as well, so I wouldn't say it's especially rare, but it's just too recent to kind of judge this one. It does look very accurate, it does look good, it is representative of the Daleks on the screen. Time will tell with this one, it may appreciate over time, but I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 for now, and that means it scores an overall Richie rating of 17 out of 25. So the final results we have in reverse order. We have the Dapol Dalek with 12 out of 25. Then we have the Corgi Dalek, which scored 14 out of 25. And we have the Character Options 2007 Dalek with Mutant Reveal, which scores 17 out of 25. Then in runners-up place, we have the 12-inch radio-controlled Talking Dalek with 19 out of 25. If this Dalek didn't have the issue with its proportions and the accuracy, it would definitely win this contest. Because of that, the Talking Dalek, the Product Enterprise 2001 Dalek, has a score of 20 out of 25 and is the winner here. It is top dog, or top Dalek if you like. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and do subscribe to this channel. I'm doing a new video at least every other week. So please hit subscribe because you do not want to miss out on my future Crazy Collection videos. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.